For this project, I'm going to show you how to raise a squadron of 3D fighter jet puzzles and assemble an elite fleet of foam fighter jets that'll fly as straight as an arrow and cruise over 40 feet away. To start this project, you'll just need a piece of foam board from the dollar store. It doesn't matter whether it's a black or white board because we're just after the foam on the inside. Pick one of the corners and use a fingernail to carefully peel the top layer off the board, then flip it over and peel the paper off the other side as well. This should leave you with a nice large sheet of medium density styrofoam. Now the next thing you'll need are these styrofoam cutting templates I made for building an Su-27 fighter jet, and I put a link in the description to where you can get those. Print off the templates and use a sharp pair of scissors to carefully cut around the outlines of the puzzle pieces as neatly as you can. And take time to do a good job because the finished product will only be as straight as your cuts. Now if you printed your templates on full-page label paper, you can simply peel off the backing and stick the pieces directly to the foam. Otherwise, just use some glue to slap them on instead. I cut and pasted all my pieces to the foam board, so let's get ready to slice and dice with electricity. The quickest, cleanest, and easiest way to cut these styrofoam shapes is with the Styro-Slicer I showed you how to make in a previous project. This homemade wire foam cutter uses electricity to heat up a very thin wire and melt through styrofoam like butter. Flip the red switch to the normal power setting, then press the control knob to get the electricity buzzing and turn up the dial. It should only take about 2 seconds for the system to heat up, and you can see the instant the wire touches the foam, it glides right through it without any trouble at all. Now I find the best approach to precision styrofoam slicing is to simply rough out the individual pieces first, then focus on tracing the templates themselves once they're smaller and easier to handle. You can see how the wire slices through the foam with ease, but notice how it doesn't actually cut through the paper. That means that anything you can make out of paper, you can now make into foam. When you finish tracing the edges, you should be able to pop the templates right out of the foam, leaving you with clean and professional looking puzzle pieces. Alright, our 3D puzzle's nearly ready for assembly. There's just one thing we need to do first. The little white slots on the paper still need to be cut out, so find a sharp knife with a pointy tip and carefully begin carving along the edges. I put a piece of scrap foam on the bottom to help protect my work surface, and you can see it gives the blade a little better penetration through the foam as well. Now when all 4 sides are cut, simply press it with the tip of a knife and the piece should fall right out, leaving a clean blank hole in its place. Go ahead and cut the other slots the exact same way, and your 3D puzzle is ready for assembly. Now do a quick check to make sure you have 29 puzzle pieces that look like these, and it's okay to leave the paper glued to the foam because I designed it so that you could. Now rather than spoiling the fun and showing you how the puzzle goes together, I'm going to let you try and figure it out by yourself, but the pieces are made to interlock and hold themselves together without glue. These finished 3D fighter jets make an awesome addition to your desktop or dresser and can make really fun gifts as well. The aircraft is modeled after an Su-27 fighter jet, and if you give it a gentle tug upward, it'll separate right off the base. You can see how the missiles and each of the other components interlock with each other, making the jet surprisingly robust and durable considering it's made of foam. Now when you're done admiring your handiwork, just look on the underside directly in the center and you'll find a hook for connecting it back to the base. Simply push the stand into place and your foam fighter stands proudly on its own until you need it for the next mission. Now just for fun, I tried peeling the paper off the templates and made a couple versions in plain white foam, which actually look pretty cool in and of themselves. In fact, I made a whole squadron of different shapes, sizes, and models, which are all really awesome, but would be even cooler if they could fly. Now with a few modifications, I just created a fling fighter jet version that's powered by rubber bands and will easily cruise over 40 feet away. The design's similar to the 3D puzzle, but it's different enough that I gave it its own template. The fling fighter jet only has 4 pieces to cut out, which can be done quickly and easily the same way you made the others. And similar to the puzzle, the pieces are designed to interlock and hold themselves tightly together as well. Now you will need a way to balance your foam fighter so it flies straight, and I recommend using a small wire nail like the kind you use for hanging pictures. Carefully push one down into the nose and it'll shift the center of gravity forward. Now the weight of the nail you need will be different depending on the type of foam you use, the elevation you're at, and the temperature, so you'll need to experiment with which nails work best for you in your area. But in my experimenting, number 16 wire nails between 1 1/4 inches to 1 1/2 inches work best for me. When you've got your jet perfectly balanced, it'll shoot as straight as an arrow. Load your fling fighter by looping an elastic band around the hook under the cockpit, then grab the tab at the tail of the jet. Pull back to power it up, then simply aim and release. These fling fighters can be launched over and over, and they fly impressive distances, especially indoors. Well, now you know how to convert pieces of dollar store foam board into interactive fling fighters, or raise a micro air force of 3D fighter jet puzzles you made yourself. By the way, with the Styro-Slicer, you're not just limited to making airplanes either. In fact, you can make anything you can think of. Well, that's it for now. If you like this project, perhaps you like some of my others. Check them out at thekingofrandom.com. Hey guys, thanks for watching another one of my videos. This one was sponsored by my friends at Casper because apparently they're fans of making things out of foam as well. My wife and I believe a good night's sleep can really affect health and wellness because when you do the math, it turns out you spend about a third of your life in bed. So when Casper approached us a year and a half ago with the challenge to experiment with their obsessively engineered mattresses, we accepted. You can see it's a really nice looking mattress with a breathable hand-sewn cover, and the mattress itself is a cool hybrid of premium latex foam and high-density memory foam. The idea being that with these two technologies combined, you get just the right sink and just the right bounce all in one package. And I can confirm that. We love our Casper mattress and have for nearly a year and a half, and now Casper wants you to experience their mattress as well with their risk-free return policy. Casper will ship a mattress to your house for free, give you 3 months to fully enjoy it, and if it's not the best mattress you've ever tried, they'll come get it with no expense to you. These mattresses are made in America and sold online, which cuts out the middleman, so you don't have to spend $1,500 to $5,000 on big name brands. Instead, simply go to casper.com/thekingofrandom and get a mattress from between $500 for twin size to $950 for luxury king size. And use the promo code TheKingOfRandom when you check out to get an extra $50 off the price tag. There's free shipping to the US and Canada, and don't forget, you have 100 days to return it. So use the promo code TheKingOfRandom and start experimenting with the Casper mattress tonight. Thanks again for all your support, and I will see you in the next project video. I'll talk to you then. Hey, a special shout out and big thanks to everyone supporting these projects on Patreon. Your donations are helping me make more videos and helping me find bigger and better ways to give back to the community. Thank you kindly for your generosity, and may the good karma you're sending out so freely return to bless you back with interest.